Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about few rare hooks which we do not use more often but which are really important and everyone should know about it. So let's get started. For example, here I've created this very basic setup, but what I'm doing here is inside the use effect, when the dome is painted, I am getting this wrapper element and I am just assigning a margin top to it. Now, if you will refresh the screen, it was really fast, but you might have noticed that this box is coming down from top, which means that firstly dome is getting painted, and then after that this style is getting assigned to the element. So here, that's what we don't want. If we want any manipulation with how our UI is going to look, then we shouldn't do it in use effect. We should use layout effect for that. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, let me import it from React and we will use it in the same way. We use effect, and let me remove this. And now if you'll see, you won't even notice this thing sliding from top to 100 pixel down, because whatever code we write inside use layout effect is going to run before dome is actually painted. So use effect and use layout effect both are same, but the only difference is that use effect runs after the dome is painted for the first time, and use layout effect runs before the dome is painted. So any changes we want to make to the UI or anything that is related to how UI is going to be seen on the screen, that changes we should must do inside use layout effect, not inside use effect. Next hook that I want to talk about is useId hook, which is also really important, but not a lot of people know about it. So I am just going to import it from um, React. So what it basically does is it gives us a unique ID that we can assign to any element, and then we can use it in any particular way. So this is going to give us a unique ID every time. So for example, if I want to assign this app bar a unique ID, then I can assign it that ID. So that's the very simple use of useId hook. Um, we should never use it in the items which are getting mapped, and we shouldn't assign this ID to that individual mapped item. But if for instance we need ID or any unique value for a particular element or for anything else, we can use this useId hook. The next hook I want to talk about is useTransition hook. It is also very important. So we will import it from React only. It will have basically two states: pending and start transition. So transition here means that any UI transition that we are doing on screen. For example, here I made these tabs and I can basically switch between tab 1 and tab 2, so and tab 3, and you will see the content will change accordingly. So what I'm doing here is I'm just setting a state for this tab value. For example, initially the tab value is 0, and then it can be 1 and the tab value can be 2, and that state setting I'm doing over here, I'm just setting this state value to the new value whatever comes. For example, 0, 1 or 2, and down here I've just if value is 0 then show this content, if value is 1 then show this content, and value is 2 then show this content. Very basic logic. But where I'm setting the new tab value, the logic for that is over here. So here is where actual transition is happening. So I have to wrap this logic setting of the new state inside the start transition method. So what I basically have to do, I have to call this start transition, and which will basically take a callback, and I will put this state inside it. Okay, and what basically this will do, let me save it, and you will see the switching of the tabs will basically work the same, but you will notice there is like fraction of milliseconds delay in the transition. So what basically is happening is we are letting React know that whatever is inside this start transition block is going to cause a transition in the UI. So React is going to give this set of code low priority. Right now, this might not make sense to you, but for example, we have a crucial logic and calculations happening over here. For example, we are making an API call or something over here, and in the end, we want to do a transition. So, what this will do, this code will make this logic the priority, and then when all of this is finished, then this is going to run the logic inside of this set transition. So, this is basically setting this logic low priority. So which means that we are telling React that it doesn't matter that how much later this content shows, we can wait for it and it can be low priority, but whatever happens before this is high priority. So we should focus on that first.